guys, JD with Icotech Game Calls. It's mid-May. We're going into June. Let's discuss a little bit about what's going on out there in the coyote world. So, coyotes have pups now, whether they're in the ground, on the ground, in a hollowed log, wherever it may be. They got pups. They've got their territories established, and the family unit is going to defend those territories. So this time of year, I'm going to be focusing on the territorial aspect again to when it comes to the sounds that I'm going to use on my coyote stands. Another aspect of what's going on out there is a lot of the prey distress species are having little ones. And this time of year, mainly the whitetails are dropping fawns. And one of the biggest reasons I'm hunting coyotes this time of year is due to fawn depredation. I want to take out as many coyotes as I can in order to give as many fawns as I can the opportunity to grow and not become food for the family unit. So that's why I'm hunting them. And that's one aspect I'm going to focus on when I'm calling coyotes because those fawns are a good source of protein for the whole unit. You know, mom, dad, the subordinates, and the puppies. So I'm going to use a lot of fawn distress sounds this time of year. And when I do use those fawn distress sounds, I like to mix in the coyote vocalizations with it. And the Icotech game calls giving me the ability to play two sounds at the same time. That is a major, plus when it comes to the Icotech line of callers. And then you've also got the ability to pause those sounds separately. So, when I'm playing the fawn distress, I'm going to let it run pretty much nonstop. And I'm just going to run a sound such as Ico Coyote whines, for example. And I'll let it run maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds. And then I'm going to pause it. Let that fawn keep going. Unpause it. Let a little bit more coyote vocalizations mix in there. And that's just kind of simulating realism, what, kind of actually happens out there. So, which adds, you know, makes your stands a little more beneficial. Mixing those two sounds up, and I'm going to give you some samples of the sounds that I'm using this time of year from the Icotech library. One being the Ico Coyote Wines, as I mentioned, and I've got a folder actually on my collar that is labeled Spring Sounds. And I'll go in there and I've got sounds like Ico Bambi Snack. That's a heck of a really good whitetail fawn distress. And then Ico Fawn Frenzy as well. Use those two a lot, mainly because they are actually really good distress sounds. They're not just a fawn ball looking for mama, that's lost. These are actual distresses. So they tend to work a little bit better for me in the situation that I use them in with the coyote vocalizations mixed in. So it's definitely worth trying. I also have sounds in this spring folder, such as Ico Coyote Yipping, some good yips out of a coyote, and then Coyote Fiasco. It's multiple coyotes, just it's not really fighting type sounds, growling, things of that nature. It's just the yips, yipping, squeals that, coyotes naturally do when they're chasing down prey. And I'm simulating to the best of my ability what actually happens out there in the woods. The other factor I'm going to focus on this time of year, obviously, are the pups and territorial. Running sounds such as Ico Po' Boy, Ico Luna Howl, just to introduce a strange new coyote on their turf to hopefully set them off and kick in that territorial response and get them to come in and to either whip me, run me off, whatever it is that they're going to do. So I'm going to introduce myself with a howl, And then I'm going to use little pup house too this time of year. Puppy group house, single puppy house. Icotech's got quite a few small coyote pup vocalizations available. I'm going to use pup distress. I'm going to use coyote fights. I'm going to use pup fights. So I'm going to run the whole spectrum of coyote vocalizations when it comes to keying in and targeting that territorial phase that the coyotes are in. I sure hope this information helps you become successful this spring and helps with the depredation work that a lot of people are trying to do this time of year. And as always, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next tutorial.